just to clear up any confusion, what we mean by kayfabe fired is someone getting fired as part of a storyline. So don't get this confused with someone getting fired for real, because it's not. Anyway, I hope you get what I'm saying. Probably not. So let's get into the video. Take it away, Vince.
You're fired!
On the February 10th, 2003 episode of Monday Night Raw, Vince McMahon fired Eric Bischoff as the Raw General Manager after he was unable to turn Raw around, with the final straw coming from his failure to sign Stone Cold Steve Austin. Although Bischoff tried to bribe Vince with some hot lesbian action, Vince was having none of it.
So why don't you bisect your little tushes out of my ring and get right on up the ramp?
Wait a minute, Vince! Reconsider!
Instead, he left Bischoff with a parting song, making sure he didn't hold back with his performance.
Eric Bischoff is fired! Let's give him the send-off he deserves!
2 years later, Eric Bischoff was once again fired as the Raw General Manager, after going through a lengthy trial with Vince McMahon as the honourable judge.
I finally have the...
I object. Shut up! Overruled.
Thank you, Daddy. I mean, Your Honor.
Bischoff then received the two words you never want to hear from the chairman, and that was,
You're fired!
before being tossed into a garbage truck. Vickie Guerrero has been fired a total of 3 times. She was first fired as the acting general manager of SmackDown back in 2011 by Teddy Long.
Vickie! You're fired!
As you can imagine, she did not take the news well. Her second firing came 2 years later, when she was appointed as the Raw Managing Supervisor by Vince McMahon. But she was fired by Stephanie McMahon after leaving the decision up to the WWE Universe.
Bruh.
The third and final time Vickie was fired was in 2014, after she lost a mudpool match to Stephanie McMahon, thanks to some outside interference. But that was not before Vickie got some revenge of her own.
Oh! She's got Stephanie! She can't get enough! Stop, Vickie! Oh my God, no!
Over the years, Mick Foley has brought us many wonderful gimmicks, such as Cactus Jack, Dude Love, and Mankind, the 3 faces of Foley. But with the amount of gimmicks Foley has had, he has been fired just as much, a total of 4 times throughout his WWE career. He was first fired back in 1998 as Dude Love, after losing a title match to Stone Cold Steve Austin. His second firing came in 2000, when he served as the WWF Commissioner, but was fired after Mr. McMahon regained full control as the CEO. His third and most embarrassing firing came in 2006, when he kissed Mr. McMahon's ass in order to prevent Melina from getting fired. But it was all for nothing, as Melina ended up betraying Foley and firing him.
You're fired!
Foley's last firing came in 2017, when he was fired as the Raw General Manager by Stephanie McMahon for attacking Triple H with Mr. Socko. After the Big Show was involved in a series of confrontations with John Laurinaitis, Big Johnny ultimately made the decision to fire the Big Show after he made fun of his voice. Even though the Big Show apologised and got down on his knees to beg, it still wasn't enough, as John Laurinaitis fired the Big Show, reducing him to tears. His second firing, on the other hand, was a whole different story. After delivering knockout punches to officials, to Randy Orton and to Daniel Bryan, Stephanie McMahon was left with no choice but to fire the Big Show.
Because you're fired!
But unlike his first firing where he cried, the Big Show had a completely different attitude, and, if you notice, rather enjoyed getting slapped by Stephanie McMahon before getting fired.
You're gonna cry? You're gonna cry like a baby? Huh?
Kevin Owens and the McMahon family have not had the best of relationships over the years. If you remember, Kevin Owens brutally assaulted Vince McMahon, as well as making Shane McMahon's life a living hell. His actions towards Shane McMahon left Daniel Bryan with no choice but to fire Kevin Owens. Even to this day, bad blood between Owens and Shane still remains, with the big difference being Owens now acting as the face, and Shane now acting as the heel. Shane McMahon's hatred towards Owens was showcased on the 10th of September episode of SmackDown, when Shane McMahon just downright fired Owens after losing his King of the Ring match to Chad Gable. A recent tweet by Owens has hinted that he could be moving back to NXT, as the tweet read 14-24-20, N being the 14th letter of the alphabet, X being the 24th letter in the alphabet, and T being the 20th letter in the alphabet.